Now, g'day viewers. Well, I put a double power point here now. I kept a Smiley socket from my collection. That's got one of my collection, the old Smiley socket. Having one on there, it's a bit inconvenient. There it is here. I kept the original label too. Safety socket, which I don't know why it didn't catch on. You can't use it unless you plug something in it. What a neat feature. Nice old ring grip. Good quality stuff. Here's a little ticket that's on it. The safety switch must be wired. Active the switch. So now I've got more usability now. I can plug whatever goes in here. In this case, I've got the vacuum cleaner plugged in there, and that goes to I'm cleaning out the back half of the shed and getting it all weather fixed to make it all weatherproof. To make it flooded with tree leaves. Because I don't really want to ruin the ring grip power point there. Because I'll plug welders and stuff in here. Should I pull too much power, I want to sacrifice a modern power point rather than that old collectible ring grip. There's one circuit that goes in, a 32 amp circuit, very heavy duty cable. I think it's I can't remember, that's a 6mm squared that goes to there, and that TPS goes from there, and I've tapped off up there to this set of power points. No conduit though, it's a bit dodgy. It complies, but it's better to put conduit there. It's required. What I really want to do is take those junction boxes out, have a switchboard here with a RCD, and the whole shed would be in a 32 amp RCD. Or just have a breaker box there and an RCD for these two here. These two new add-on power points being an RCD, the rest would be just a breaker. And that goes to here, and that comes down to here, one power point there, and it's a black cable that goes here to this power point, and I've patched and joined through there to these three power points. I've identified the circuit breaker for this shed. It's on a 32 amp breaker. The heater in the master bedroom is on the same circuit, so that's its own circuit at least. So I won't chip the whole house out if I overload that circuit, which is good. And the lighting on a separate breaker as well. The lighting is part of the house lighting circuit though, which is kind of a pain in the ass. I'd rather have a breaker in here just for the lights, have its own switchboard here in the shed. That light there has an add-on which has been tapped off of that light there, which I smashed the chi on accidentally. And that we did have a switch wire that came to here as a main switch for the shed originally, which turns the light on here, and the other switch on that switch actually went to this little floor right here, but they've taken that out because that used to be turned on with this switch to this floor, but they've taken it all off and just made it on all the time now. The other switch is on all the time, so you can just use this one. I've fixed this up, cleaned it up and sprayed some lubricant in there. That works nice. This cord here, I may actually, when this is all been sealed up and made better, I'm going to run a power wire here on a power point down here. Put it here somewhere, but this is asbestos. I don't want to disturb it. I'll leave it undisturbed. I had a good fun day, field day with some foam, expander foam. Put a wood behind here, nice big long bit of hardwood timber, and sealed this all up now, made it nice and strong. That's all the expander foam filled, and when that dries I'm going to trim it all and neaten it all up. But the leaves behind here, it's just unbelievable. Speaking of leaves, this is my little catch counter meter separator. Works quite well. I don't have to worry about clogging up the vacuum cleaner and just, because it's a pain in the ass getting the vacuum cleaner clean that all the time. Having this separator is so much better for the vacuum cleaner. It doesn't, it's not so hard on it. It lasts a lot longer too. We've yet to put a wood in there, fill that gap there up. I'm going to put a bit of wood in there to fill that gap up. Then I'm going to get some flashing to finish off that. And the flashing up there. And that'll take care of that. My meters are kind of getting spiders and tree infested. I did spray in here about 4 days ago. Some pretty strong insecticide. It's done the job. Oh yeah, it's still a bit... Yeah, it's tacky. It's getting there. I've only used this about 20 minutes ago. But a little a nice trick you could make. You can use any vacuum cleaner for this, even a Dyson or one of those Chinese knockoff cyclonic vacuum cleaners you buy for next to nothing. The bagless cyclonic vacuum cleaners, you can turn it into a heavy duty shop vac just by using something like this. Basically it goes in a 45 that way, it goes towards the wall of the bucket, and that creates a cyclonic effect. Works quite well. I use a pretty good strong bucket too. I eventually use this bucket, but this Chinese made bucket is too thin and it kept crushing and caving in and creasing, so that didn't withhold, that couldn't take the vacuum. This one here though is a much stronger bucket, much more solid, and that can take the vacuum quite well. It's a universal system, it works in any vacuum cleaner. I just put those fittings, pretty common, to fit any outlet. Fits this vacuum cleaner as well. You can use this for a wet and dry attachment for a normal ordinary vacuum cleaner, but you've got to make up a little strainer and float bulb system so water hits it and it blocks it. You can make something like that, and you can use this on any vacuum cleaner, even one of those little cyclonic bagless cheap ones, so you can suck up water with it. It's quite a handy thing. I don't know why I didn't do this years ago. Quite handy. I was going to use silicone there, but I only had PVC pipe cement, and that seems to have done the trick to hold it, and so it doesn't twist. Every time I take this out, I move it, and my cyclonic angle gets ruined. Always go from the middle. It works best when I put the actual vacuum cleaner in the middle, because it spins around the dirt, and when it's when this is in inlet is in the middle, it's less likely to pick up crap and end up in your main vacuum cleaner bucket. The idea of that is to separate everything but the fine dust going into your vacuum cleaner. And you just have to empty this, and barely have to empty that. I've pulled this apart and pulled the motor apart and blew it all out and cleaned all the filters out. This thing's working pretty well now. Anyway, I'm going to keep cleaning all this mess up. Eventually I'm going to, when that's done, another project I'm going to do is run some ceiling roses. Run a wire from that light, a ceiling rose here, and one there, and plug these LEDs into it. We'll have a one circuit that turns all the lights on. Yeah, I've got some plenty of bloody wire anyway. I've got some ceiling roses, some too actually, battens. Plenty of bloody wiring for lights. It's given to me for nothing, so I'm going to use it. Yeah, that's what I need. Anyway, that'll be enough for now. Thanks for watching.